Okay.
So-
Everyone should be able to speak now. So if you want to unmute, you can. If you can't, let me know. So what are we playing this week?
This week we are playing Last Gladiators Digital Pinball. This is the US
Ooh, sounds like
version.
fun.
I actually have this on the Satiator, and I have both versions. I have, well, so there are three. There's a Japanese version. There's the American version, or the US version, and then there's also a V.97 or whatever. There was basically like a remake that kind of fine-tuned the controls and made it more similar to, I guess you could say, the Necronomicon. So I went ahead and put that on the Satiator as well, so that we can kind of see how that plays. But for anyone who doesn't know, which I imagine that's quite a few of you, we're going to be covering pinball games soon on the SHIRO podcast.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. Were you doing pinball? No, I'm just joking.
We're doing pinball? Yeah, no, we are going to be covering pinball games. I think this was Peter's idea, and it was a great idea, because there is actually quite a few good pinball games on the Saturn. And I figured I'd start with the Kaze games, because those are the obvious. Like, those are the best ones, obviously. But, you know, we can go from there and kind of explore some of the pinball games. And Pat, do you know anything about pinball games? Are you good at pinball?
Actually, my first pinball game I ever played, and Dave, you're gonna love it, is Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Color.
Really?
Yeah,
I have not played that.
It's really fun. It probably has one of my favorite soundtracks of any Game Boy game. It's so good. It's a really fun game. I must have played that game to death. I got like all the Pokemon, the different levels. It's a lot of fun. I recommend people play that if they haven't.
Nice. Yeah, I love Pokemon. I love pinball. Again, there's like, you could probably tell me so much about like Game Boy Color games or Pokemon games that I don't know about, because you know how you're always finding out about new Saturn games? Well, there's a lot of blind spots for me when it comes to like handheld systems before the DS. Like, I'm a huge DS nerd, but anything before, like the Game Boy Color, everybody talks about what an excellent 32-bit handheld system it was, and like I really was like, I sold my Game Boy, and I didn't get a Game Boy Advance when it came out because I was already like in high school, and just kind of moved on from the whole like handheld systems, and now I feel like I missed out, and I need to get one of those consoleizers, those GBA consoleizers, because I want to experience some of these games.
Yeah, sorry about that. My dog was just going crazy.
Do you have a Game Boy player on your GameCube?
I do, actually. It's on... actually, no, technically it's on one of them. I have a GameCube in the living room that's the Spice GameCube that has my GB loader in it. Or sorry, it has the GC loader inside of it. And I have my one right here in the living room that's... Also, I guess I took it off because it's not on there as well, so that's weird. Yeah. But I actually been playing a lot of the Game Boy Color stuff on Mister, really.
Really?
Because they have cores for that, so I've just been doing that for now.
Cool.
But yeah, actually, fun fact about Pokemon, you know there's actually a Pokemon game on a Sega system?
No, what one is that? Pokemon on Sega?
Yeah, it's official too. It's Pokemon Advanced on the Sega Pico.
Oh, okay. I was like racking my brain, like I can't think of a Pokemon game on a... yeah, no, you're right. Sega Pico. Yeah, because it was like a learning platform, and that would have made sense. That's crazy. A Nintendo property. Of course, at that time, was it still just Game Freak?
The thing is that I think they license it out.
They license it out.
Somebody asked for the Discord link. It's in the description box for the chat, so you should be able to hit it on the description.
Well, I'm going to get into some gameplay for this, even though I can't promise anyone. Like most of my streams, it's kind of going to be a blind stream where I have not had any time to warm up at this. We've been dealing too much with like, technical TIs with the stream that I haven't really had time to prep for this. So this will be interesting. This menu...
Cameron was saying Pokemon Pinball is made by HAL Lab.
Oh, it's made by HAL, really? Cool.
Yeah, I did not know that, huh?
So here are all, you got Gladiators, Knight of the Roses, Dragon Showdown, Warlock. Which table would you like me to play?
Knight of the Roses, of course.
Knight of the Roses. Okay, so should we get into options real quick though and see? I'm really, I don't know if it looks flickery on the stream, but this is a interlaced menu. So I am getting a tiny little bit of Bob deinterlacing on my CRT that I can
I
see.
do notice it. Yeah, it's bobbing back and forth to me too.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, but
There you go.
It's
The
just
menus,
natural that way.
the menus are interlaced. I don't know if the actual gameplay is though. It might be just to show more detail on the board or on the tables. So you can change your color bar. What's that? I can put up a color bar if I want to.
Yeah,
Just for the hell of it. I did not know that was in there. And you can change between 1 and 2 players, so that's cool. All right, so Necronomicon has an awesome soundtrack by John Petrucci. But you know, this has an awesome soundtrack as well. Like, it has a lot of cool, like, very much Dream Theater-esque guitar, and you know, it's very okay. So I'm gonna do Night of the Roses. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. I actually have a long box copy of this game, and I think it's ironic that I'm playing it on the Satiator, even though I own a boxed copy of this game. But
Yeah,
so there's your little attract mode.
Yeah, on the chat, it's like, I'm waiting for a Black Knight 2000 1-up machine or alternate brand affordable at home, 3/4 scale. And that's actually a good point. I wonder why 1-up Games hasn't done like some pinball machine of some sort.
Oh, okay, it's this. All right, here goes.
So it's kind of interesting. Is there any pinball machine that you'd ever want physically, Dave?
Yes, probably Back to the Future.
Did you play that ever, or is it just the machine that you just always wanted?
Yeah, it's one of the ones that I've played. I mean, there are a few really great pinball machines, but that was one of the ones at the skating rink that I used to play.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think what else. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
there was a Star Wars pinball machine that was really awesome. And being
Yeah,
a huge...
I remember back in the day at Knights of Columbus that I went to for my grandfather's. They had a Tarzan pinball game I played all the time. I would love to get one of those again, but you know, they're probably unobtainium.
Unobtainium. I like how that you can kind of like shake the machine.
I wonder, does that affect anything?
Well, it times you out. I like shook the machine too much. Yeah, if you hit the bumpers, the right and left bumpers, yeah. Somebody was saying Gabriel was saying that he can see the flicker, right?
Yeah.
45-second shield, start lit round, light death watch. Death watch lit. Okay. Destroy the castle. Is it? Oh, okay. Oh wow, that went right down the middle. So yeah, it is. The game does run in interlaced mode, and because I am capturing this using an XRGB2, it does use Bob deinterlacing to deinterlace. So you're probably going to see some of that in the stream, and unfortunately I can't help it. But I mean,
Yeah.
on a CRT though, like I have this hooked up to a Mitsubishi. I'm sorry, correction. I have this hooked up to an NEC at the moment, but it looks good here. Especially at this viewing distance. Not as razor sharp as like a 240p image, but still good enough. Much better
Yeah,
than...
it looks quite good from what I see.
Quite good, yeah. But
Yeah,
that's one of
but
those
I
things that
think
bugs me. That's one of the things with the bugs. Oh god. Spilled water, like all over the place.
Is this gonna go on stream fails?
This is gonna totally go on stream fails. Oh dear. Let me see. Hold on a second. Yeah.
Do you want to clean that up and I can
No.
entertain the people?
It's I am in a garage, and it went down onto the concrete floor. So I'm not even gonna pay it any mind. I'm just gonna keep on.
Let the California sun
Keep on rocking. It's just it's just gonna
Let
have
the
to
Cali
be what
sun
it is.
dried up.
Yeah.
But I think another pinball game I really want to get is I played this this Beatles pinball machine. I think it was by Stern. I can't remember exactly, but it was at ZapCon a couple years ago. They had that machine. It was a lot of fun, and it's kind of funny because I actually played it that year, and then I went back to Jersey for the summer, and I went to an arcade, and they actually had the same machine there. So I thought it was really funny. It was like, hey, I remember this machine. So yeah, that's another one I love because I love the Beatles. Like, I'm a huge Beatles fanatic. Like, it's to the point where I am crazy enough that I have all their mono and stereo records on vinyl. It's that big of an obsession.
I love the Beatles too. Hey, we agree on... Actually, we share a lot of the same musical taste.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much the same. Like, we have some weird eclectic tastes where it's like...
Oh yeah.
We like the weird stuff. Like, we like vaporwave stuff and
I do love
electronica.
Yeah, I do love vaporwave. I love electronic music. I also went through a really big, only a couple years ago, I went through a really big progressive rock phase, you know, where I was just listening to like a ton of Genesis and even like Gentle Giant and stuff, and King Crimson and stuff like that, you know. Jeremy Parrish is a huge fan of progressive rock, and I listen to the Retronauts podcast, and it's like I would always laugh when he would talk about prog rock stuff, because I'm like, dude, I'm listening to the same stuff, you know. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty funny. I think I love pre was it the Phil Collins Genesis when there was something Gabriel was the singer?
Peter Gabriel,
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Phil Collins was drumming, and he's just an amazing drummer. Like, everybody, when you say Phil Collins, people think of, like, you know, the stuff where
the cheesy
he's singing
stuff.
or like the Disney stuff, you know. But honestly, it's he's an amazing drummer. If you listen to some of those tracks, like Firth of Fifth, he goes nuts on that track. It is crazy.
Yeah, I do have to say my favorite Genesis album has to be The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. It's probably kind of cliche to say, but it's just really good.
Yeah, that's probably. I like the one that came before that, and now my mind is drawing a blank because I'm trying to do this.
Is that the one with the cat head on the woman, or the fox head on the woman?
Yeah, so that came before the one that's my favorite. That one's really good. I can't think of any other names right now. I'm drawing a blank. Darn it.
I'll go look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Look up their albums. This happens. Like, okay, I gotta get back into this. See, I'm trying to split my mind between like thinking about that and like thinking about this. But
Pinball.
Super Jets.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes.
Funny that we're talking
Selling
about
England by the pound.
Selling England by the pound. Yeah, that's my favorite. But the one that came before it, which is the Fox one.
Yeah, that's the one I like.
What's it called?
Foxtrot.
Foxtrot. Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to say that because I thought I was wrong. Yeah, Foxtrot is probably tied or like a close second. And then The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway is great too. It's just they started moving in a different direction musically.
That's fair enough.
And really, I say that based on the keys and stuff like that. Like, take off the gauntlet.
Yeah, I actually also really like Invisible Touch, even though it's not Peter Gabriel.
Oh yeah,
it's still really good. That's another really good album by them I like.
Yeah.
The chat's on fire. No one's like talking though. Can you guys talk? Is it muted?
Maybe we're talking too much.
Gotcha. Well, you guys can hop in if you want. I just don't know if you guys can talk if I messed up the mute. If it's messed up, just put it in Discord.
H.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, there's somebody.
We got H going.
We got H.
I just want to make sure that I didn't mess up the settings.
Agent H.
It's just H.
Right.
There's actually a Facebook group I'm part of called Initial D Hell, and they basically just use H as a joke.
Is that right?
But they actually ban you if you actually put a capital H. So.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, it's mostly joking though, but yeah, there's actually a tag group that they have. It's like capital H, capital punishment, which I thought is really funny.
H is just my name.
Gotcha. You're not a part of Initial D Hell?
No, it's the Sega Sound Team band. Have like an H, but for like hell yeah.
Oh, got it.
But this is more of like a shaka.
That works.
Well, welcome to the voice chat, and
Yep,
welcome to the
voice
Discord.
chat.
I don't have a Saturn, but I just like to listen to the show.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. Hey, you should definitely get a Saturn eventually.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Like, I'm surprised that like people are interested in the show despite not owning one. So are you thinking about getting one?
Yeah, but it's I'm probably not gonna want to use CDs for it.
No, yeah.
That's fair.
Totally understandable.
You don't want to put a hole in your pocket by buying $100 copies of Dynamite Deca or buying $500,000 copies of Panzer Dragoon Saga.
I mean, even playing burnt CDs though are, gonna kill the laser eventually.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely would recommend them like a Fenrir remote or a satiator if that's your. But if you're not getting the CDs, you might just want to get the mode in that case. If you're not going to play the CDs.
I used to use
Fenrir.
SSF.
Oh yeah, SSF.
Back in the day.
Yeah, Peter still uses that to get his screenshots for articles because it does output. It outputs the native 224, 320 by 224, and it gives you a really good pixelated image. Which is how he likes it, nice and pixelated on his screenshots.
Yeah.
But
yeah, when I got my first real job, I sort of decided that it was going to be an endless hole, so I just sort of stayed out of it.
Yeah, we got Momphis in the chat saying, "Hey, you guys are the reason I finally bought my actual Saturn."
cool.
So that's cool. Thanks, my dude.
And I mean, that's saying something because they aren't cheap anymore, unfortunately.
Not cheap. I'm gonna do a heart
I'm terrible at this.
like that.
I
See that?
To
There
be
we go.
fair, I'm not even that great at real pinball games, but I still do enjoy them. Night of the
Yeah,
Roses.
no, I actually don't. Yeah, sorry, what were you
As
saying?
a busted Saturn with the laser doesn't work, so he said he'd give it to me.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
That's a perfect candidate too,
Yeah.
because it's like you're not destroying anything. It's already broken, so you're just fixing it.
Do you know? Are you gonna get sorry if you already said this, but are you gonna get a Fenrir, or are you thinking about the mode or
I'll probably get a satiator.
satiator? Cool.
That works.
Yeah. I should have included in the news portion just an official statement that my satiator is running like perfectly fine now, ever since I reformatted my card to FAT32. That like it was something I overlooked at the beginning. I was just like, oh, XFAT, everything works with XFAT now. And I mean, it says on the website that he made it compatible. But originally he was telling everybody that they should just format FAT32, and I didn't see that warning. And as soon as I did, like all my problems went away. It seems to work totally fine now. So
Yeah,
I'm a
I don't
happy
know why everyone's
camper.
having issues with that. I've used an XFAT this whole time, and I
And
think
you
the only
haven't-
issue I ran into was Castlevania having that audio skip issue.
Really, you haven't had any problems, and you've been XFAT? What size
Yep.
of card?
It's like 500 plus, I think.
Huh. I have Kay's doing my drive, right? Kay. I'm waiting for a Murder of Crows to send me a drive with all the Saturn dumps on it. So in the meantime, I'm just using like a little 32 gigabyte Samsung card, like a brand new 32 gigabyte Samsung card, just to do these like quick little streams. I'll just toss a game on there. And like I was having so much problems with XFAT. And I mean, with that small of a card, I wouldn't think that I would have any problems, but I was, so...
Yeah.
All I can say is FAT32 works fine, and the limitation of 4 gigabytes isn't a problem because I don't think there isn't a single Saturn game that is anywhere
Well, you can
close to
actually
that.
get a program that could format it for the full gigabytes of FAT.
Right, exactly. You can get the GUI formatter or whatever,
That's what I do for
Ridge Corp soft.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So just do that.
you can get a large card that way, format the whole thing FAT32, and
Margin in charge.
yeah, and I'm saying like the images that you throw on there aren't ever going to be a problem because none of them exceed that limit,
Yeah. I got another message in the chat. Normal guy said I have everything on order for my Saturn to go online because
I was
of
not
you
paying
guys."
attention to that. He's
Oh.
got everything. He's got everything that he needs in order to do the online.
He's got, yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Oh, dude.
So he's excited to get that going. So
Yeah.
he's in the chat too. So
Well,
feel free to speak up and
Speak up.
holla holla,
10 million.
holla holla, get pound.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. I'll have to hook up with you, and we'll exchange IPs, and we'll do a little. You
We'll
can
send
trust me.
docs
You
in.
can trust
No.
me. Like I have a reputation to defend, so I'm not gonna like hack your home network or anything like that.
Yeah, we're good. We're not gonna view through your cameras or anything.
I mean, I
like that.
could, but then you could just like blast me on social media, and I would be ruined. So,
or push your IP on 4chan, and just give you your massive DDoS.
yeah, he'd be like,
DDoS.
yeah,
But
but
I
I
keep
mean,
saying docs instead of DDoS. I mean DDoS, not docs.
oh, well, so I do understand like the concern of folks like who if they do the VoIP method, I mean, you do have to give out your public IP address. So you really need to exchange it with somebody that you know and trust, and that has like a track record with you. I mean, like I did it with Zayden. I helped Zayden because I mean he's the guy that's, you know, made the exploit. So it was like, okay, I know where to find him. He's on the Dreamcast talk forums. He can't go anywhere, you know. So it's like I trusted him and he trusted me. But it's like when you're dealing with strangers. That's why I think we need help with that. Like, I don't have the bandwidth, to be honest with you. I don't have the bandwidth to manage that. Even though I set up that Facebook group, I really don't have the extra time or energy to kind of like manage all those connections. But it would be cool if we integrated it into the Discord somehow, or like made some kind of system for rating your experience with playing folks, you know?
Be like, oh, he was laggy and lagged everybody.
Yeah.
Don't play with this guy. No.
That's pretty standard though for like online interaction, especially like early online interactions. You'd be able to like rate the other player, or like report them.
Give him the 5 stars on Xbox. I wonder, do they still have that? I haven't played Xbox Live in years.
Yeah, it's been since 2008 or 9 for me.
So yeah.
I was gonna say I'm Paru. I've been with you since pretty much the first year.
Yeah, is it Joseph? Is it Paul or Joseph? Yeah.
Paul or Paru,
Got
whichever.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have the NetLink, but I don't have the voice adapter, and I'm trying to work on fixing the outlets in that.
He cut out. Wait, did he cut out on you?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. I think you muted yourself.
No, his mic just might have cut out.
No, I just stopped because you were talking. Anyhow, yeah, I was also going to say that I have only 2 pinball games: the Hyper 3D and this one, the Last Guardian, a Japanese copy that I probably got in the last 2 years, probably from PRG.
PRGE.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
he did. We do have photos, I think, of him online with us at PRGE. Well, I guess with you, with Kay and Ben, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of the first.
Correct. And I still have your what is
T-shirt.
it? The Resident Evil GameCube demo. That's only good
Oh,
for.
yeah.
We'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, when we meet at PRG, you can give that to me. I'd be down to try that out. I'll like rip it and put it on my GameCube loader and be able to play some of that. That'd be cool.
But
Thanks again
yeah,
for that.
I definitely hoped that sometime, probably more next year, that I can join you all in doing a online game. With or without, you know, the whole IP, oh gosh, my computer's gonna crash and everyone's gonna take over, and
Yeah, more than likely that probably not going to happen, but, you know, you always need to be wary in these day and age.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
thanks a lot for all your help, and it's great that you're doing all this for the community.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And thank you for being one of the first to support our podcast. I know you were probably like the first guy out there to buy like one of our t-shirts back when we had like our original merch. And we need to like we need to get that going. We need to get some new merch with the new logo. We just we kind of shut it down because we decided it probably wasn't a good idea for us to keep using like Sega's actual IP when it came to like the branding and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's sort of why we went more SHIRO, to keep that safe, so it's like...
So we're
I
not
think we
using
still
any
call
of their fonts. All those fonts are like, you know, registered trademarks or copyright, you know, so... It was good in the beginning, you know, just to help give us some, you know, brand awareness, but, you know...
yeah, well, I mean, now we have like 20 people regularly in the chat, and we have a giant parachute, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we still have our cast as Sega Saturn Shiro though. I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah, it's still definitely the podcast's always going to be Sega Saturn Shiro, but I mean, we're using the word Sega Saturn, but we're not. That's not like something that we're not allowed to use. You know, it's like the actual fonts on our T-shirts and stuff like that is definitely illegal. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely, we're definitely not going to trademark Sega Saturn Shiro for sure.
Yeah, but
I don't think we can legally.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Gabriel, the Sega Saturn developer. That's also,
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
I saw your stuff in the lobby. That's
Sansegolo?
yes.
Hey, so you did the Lighthouse game, right? The Lighthouse of San.
São Bento do Oeste.
That's right.
It's a Sega name.
Yeah, and now you're working on a new game. It's called the Red Moon.
Red Moon Lost Days.
Nice. And you said you've got it completely planned out, and you're looking at like a 4-month turnaround.
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome.
There is already a game published. Not publishing. It's in the end of development cycle called Red Moon of April. It's my game. I have already developed it. I spent 2 years developing it, and I'm about to close the deal to publish in the PC and Switch if everything of all the publishers goes smoothly. And I find myself in the middle of this time making a Sega Saturn game. I love it. Sega Saturn is my favorite console, so I decided to why not make a spin-off kind of standalone project for the Saturn, and that's where Lost Days was born.
That's awesome.
Nice. I'm really excited. I really like the first days and the Lighthouse one. I'm definitely excited to check this one out though.
Yeah, with that, the Lighthouse, with the Red Moon, and even Chris Mingle, you know, maybe by next year we'll have like a bunch of new visual novels.
Man, I love visual novels. Please, developers, make more visual novels because they're amazing.
Speaking of, I need to. There is a game on the Saturn. It's a Japanese game that. Now I forget the title. It starts with an E. It's like a 4-letter word, and it is to teach Japanese speakers how to speak English. You know what I'm talking about? It's like anime.
I've never heard of that.
Oh man, we gotta stream it. We gotta stream it like.
Emmett.
Sorry?
Emmett.
Ah, that's
Emmett.
it. Yes. You gotta look that up, Pat. It's like right up your alley. I know you'd love it.
The graphics are very beautiful.
Very
It's
beautiful.
anime.
Well done.
It's anime drawing.
I'd say it probably only suffers from, you know, some load times because it has to like load each scene. I mean, but it's definitely, I mean, you wouldn't care if you were a Japanese speaker trying to learn English. You'd want a slow pace, you know? So that's probably a plus for it. But yeah, we
actually
got to
looks kinda
stream it
fun.
on the cast.
Yeah, I'm down to try that one out.
But we
And
gotta
definitely
wait
need
until
to
we're done
yeah.
with the pinball games. It's one of those ones I really wanted to stream, but I figured out we'll wait until we've done the pinballs.
Yeah, I wonder, should we do a dating sim cast next?
We could. We got your Doozy R.
Oh god, no.
You could finish that up.
Oh
But
jeez. Yeah,
but no,
probably
like
should.
maybe. So you think maybe your Red Moon will be ready for next year's competition, the homebrew?
Of course. The Lighthouse could be sent to this year. I have already finished that before the time, but I forgot the schedule. I know about the competition. I saved it on my bookmark Google, but I forgot in the meantime, and then I didn't send it.
Ah, yeah, that's a bummer. I did see that you got there late. You got it there late, and I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, maybe, you know, I mean, if you have that and Red Moon by next year, you'll have 2 entries, right?
My goal is to make as much Sega Saturn games as possible.
Well, that's great. I can't believe that. I mean, I guess I can believe because I knew that eventually people would come around to it once we had better tools to work with. But you know, I figure it's like Dreamcast has just been getting so much development love over the past decade, and I'm just so happy to see Saturn finally getting some attention. You know.
For real.
It's rare that things go backwards like that. You know,
Months ago, I made an interview with a Sega passionate admirator on Facebook, and he thought to say something I've been thinking to. In the last 3 years, Sega Saturn have received so many new games.
Yep.
Made translations, homebrews, and re-releases, just like the Castlevania with 4 megabytes room card. It's so much new stuff. You guys are almost all of it.
It's really not fair. You know, like the Jenny was getting some homebrew and the Dreamcast always gets homebrew, and now the Saturn finally gets it.
Yeah. I don't want to, man, this doesn't sound cocky, but I think the pushing of like us and places like the Junkyard and just people pushing more Saturn stuff and the broader online community like Metal Jesus and everyone else, I think with that, I think it's been accelerating that interest in the Saturn.
Sega Lord X.
Yeah, Sega Lord X as well. I can't forget him.
I mean, he's a huge Saturn fan, so.
These projects are making this. The Sakura Wars project has already been in development for a long time. I think the spotlight from the Sega Saturn community just highlights all these projects that have been in development for so long time.
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure. I remember they had to merge it at one point because like there was so many issues there because the PC merged into the Saturn release because of just issues here and there. So I know it's been a work in progress. I'm finally glad we got this translation for that.
I've been talking with this guy who goes by Miss Salon in the Discord. I think his name is Walfredo Abidjan. He's from Spain, and he's a professional game developer. Like he has a couple like professional titles under his belt. A Switch title, I think a PlayStation 4 title. And he's working on this game called it's called Noah and the Puhoodlies. I don't know if you happen to see some footage of it, but it was a game that he worked on for PlayStation, and then he ended up porting it over to Saturn, you know, because he really loves the Saturn as well. And sorry?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
To see
It's insane. And I mean, what really is exciting is just like the design chops. Like the game design is very solid. A lot of the mechanics that he put in there, even though it's still in a really early stage, you can just tell that it's going to be amazing when it's finished. And I'm sure it's not going to be finished anytime soon because it doesn't put any food on the table for him. It's just purely a hobby, you know, where he has actually projects that are making money, you know, for him. So he doesn't work on it often, but I'm very much excited to see where that goes, you know.
Yeah, I also have I have a couple questions in the chat real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess the first one's the shout by Sentinel NBA Live Bolton. Yo guys, first time seeing you guys. I catch you guys on Castbox all the time. Just got done playing Quake on the Saturn before work. Yeah, welcome to the stream. It's great to have you on.
Yeah.
And I need to play that one. I need to play Quake. I played it on PC. I just never did the Saturn version.
Quake is good on Saturn. It really is. It's a little dark. It runs a little dark. And I have to like boost the gamma, but I mean, I guess that game is dark anyway, you know. But yeah, I love Quake on Saturn.
Yeah, and then I also have a question. Stuart Stapleton asks, Pat, what is your favorite visual novel? Oh, that one's hard.
I know mine.
Snatcher?
It's not a Saturn.
Is it Snatcher?
Nope. Oh, do you consider Snatcher a visual novel?
Yeah, it counts. It's in the genre.
Okay, then Snatcher is my favorite.
Yeah, I have to say Police Knots or Snatcher for me.
I thought Police Knots was more like an adventure game. Like an action adventure game because it's got the light gun stuff and everything.
I guess. I don't know. It's that weird position. I consider it a visual novel though.
Okay.
It's definitely part in the genre.
There's a discussion too on the Sakura Wars if it is a visual novel or is it just a tactical RPG.
Yeah, that's another one, is because it has elements of all three, so it's
Yes. The dating sim is a big part of the game, almost all of it. And it's
Exactly.
literally the main theme of visual novels. And the gameplay fluid like a visual novel. It's kind of confusing.
I mean,
genre.
the thing is, if we're counting Snatcher, then it's no contest. It's got to be Snatcher for me. And I mean, Police Knots by extension, but
what would it be if it wasn't
okay,
Snatcher, though?
if it wasn't Snatcher, it's literally a game that anybody can just go out right now and download for free online. It's called Digital: A Love Story, and it's about like 500K or so. It's like a really small download, and what it does is it simulates an Amiga workbench, you know, and it's basically a BBS simulator. Like it is a visual novel drama kind of thing that has some really cool vaporwave vibes going on, some very cool like mid to late 80s vibes going on. It's called Digital: A Love Story. You can download it for free, play it for free. I think it was written in Python, and it's excellent. I would say it will take you like 2 to 4 hours depending on how long you take it. But it is one of those sit down and like you're going to sit down with a pen and paper, and you're going to be writing down bulletin board addresses, you know, like BBS addresses, and you're going to be writing down passwords, and then you're going to be talking to people behind people's back and sending emails and stuff like that. And it's really good. A friend recommended it to me. I played it in one sitting, and it was just like, this is one of the best games I've ever played, much less, yeah. So I highly recommend that folks play that.
I'll give that a try out. That sounds actually pretty interesting.
Free for PC, and yeah, you could play it today and be done with it. But yeah, it's a very much like self-contained little experience. But yeah, but I mean, it's so different from Snatcher. Like, it's so different from Snatcher. But again, like, if any of you guys missed out on bulletin board services, where you would log into someone's computer, you know, like a personal PC from the late 80s, and you would, like, you know, poke around on these bulletin boards and download files and do stuff like that. Like, it's a really good little kind of snapshot at what, like, bulletin boards were like, you know, the old internet. There's like the ARPANET on there. There's like the old like university. You can like hack. I don't know if we would call it hack, but you can like get into like these university bulletin board systems. You know, you can. There's like one little bulletin board called the Matrix, which is, you know, you got to have one of those, right? So it's cool. And I'm doing terrible at this as I talk about it, but check it out.
Sorry if it looks like I'm disinterested in looking at my phone. I'm actually looking at the chats.
Yeah, no, Pat's covering the chat. I told him to do it because I was like, I'm not going to be able to. I normally have the chat up, but I don't in this case. And we've got until 2:30. This is like a 2-hour deal.
Yeah, also, somebody put Valhalla in the chat. I definitely agree. I really want to play that one. That one and Random Access Memories. Those are really good.
Oh, yes.
If you're going off of new visual novels, then I gotta put my hat in the ring with Muv Love and Muv Love Plus, especially on the Vita. It was phenomenal.
Which one's that?
Muv Love and Muv Love Plus. You're a high school student, and when aliens invade, and it's visual novel, and the first I just butchered it all. I'm sorry. It's great, but I can't explain it.
You said Random Access Memories, Pat?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
He's getting the list down so he can write on it.
I'm trying to see, because obviously you type that in, you're gonna get a Daft Punk album. But I'm
It's like on the Saturn.
Was it on Saturn?
So not Saturn. I'm stupid. It's PC. Ignore me. Ignore my dumbness.
Random Access Memory game PC. Who makes it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Read-only memory? Wait, is it
read-only memories? Sorry, that's it. Read-only memories.
Read-only memories. That was like a cyberpunk deal, right?
Yeah.
And that was by
I think it's
Mid Boss.
Yeah, I think they did a Valhalla A as well.
I gotcha. Okay, I was like, where did I hear about that? Yeah, I have not
Sorry,
played that.
I got that mixed up with Daft Punk's album.
Yeah, no kidding. When you said Random Access Memories, that's all I could think of. I was like, is there a game called? But I know exactly what you're talking about.
We're up all night to get lucky. We're up all night. No.
Extra
Don't need a
Ball.
copyright
It's
strike.
lit. We're lit. This chat is lit.
Yeah, this chat is lit. It's lit AF.
Except I keep.
It's an amazing game.
Oh, Muv Love. I thought you said something else. I thought you
Muff
said.
Love. Muff
Yeah, I
Love?
thought that's what he said.
I thought you said Muff Love.
Yeah, I thought I said Muff Love. I was getting like completely different search results.
Oh, my goodness, my apologies. No, Muv,
Yeah.
M-U-V.
Muv Love. Okay.
I gotcha.
MUV LUV. This
Yeah.
actually looks really good. I think I might check that out. It's on Steam too, so.
People highlighted this movie as one of the best sci-fi visual novels.
Oof, I'm getting all good recommendations today, people. Thank you. Keep up the recs because that means more games I could play. And
Oh, I need to also do a stream with Pat of. I need to do a stream of Cypher, a cyberpunk text adventure.
Oh yeah, isn't that the one you sent me?
I didn't. I haven't sent it to you. Or wait, I did. I sent you a digital version, but I did a full printout with all the feelies, and I need to send that to you. The only thing is, I didn't do a disc, and that's why I didn't feel like I was ready to send it to you because I really wanted to give you the full package. But I have it in a DVD case with the full manual, all of the feelies and stuff like that. And did you ever play it?
I didn't have a chance to play it yet.
Oh, good. Maybe we should just stream it or something like that.
I'd be down.
That's by the Cabrera brothers, who are out of, I want to say Argentina or Brazil. I'm so sorry if I'm getting that wrong, but anyway, they the translation was a little rough at first, and I think they did patch it. They had a lot of help from players of the game who actually bought the game right in and helped them with some of the translation. And I think the last time I played it made much more sense. But the parser had some criticism. There was some criticism about the parser because it behaved in ways that normal text adventures don't. But it's like a visual text adventure, and it's really cool. It's very cyberpunk. It's very derivative of Blade Runner, but in the best ways. The same kind of ways that Snatcher is derivative of Blade Runner.
Ooh, speaking of that, I think Dave, once I tell you the one that you actually missed that you're probably gonna hate yourself for as a DS fan. So it's Phoenix Wright must count as well. So that's probably my favorite visual novel.
So yeah, again, I absolutely adore the Phoenix Wright games. At least the first three Phoenix Wright games I absolutely love. But again, I guess they are visual novels. You're right. So I don't know. There are just so many good visual novels out there. Would we count 999 as a visual novel?
I never played it, so I need to though. That's the one that came with the watch, right?
Yeah, 9 hours, 9 doors, 9 persons. You need to play that game, Pat. You owe it to yourself. It's so good.
I remember somebody in my class at university actually had the watch for that.
Yeah, well, I never had the watch. You don't need the watch. I don't think. It's just it's like a
cool,
swag. Yeah, but limited edition swag. But yeah, no, that's an excellent game. The first one more so than anything. It's such it's a game that deserves to be played.
That's on DS, right?
Yeah, it's for
Would it be
DS.
alright to speak just a little bit of heresy? There's a couple of really good visual novels on the PS2, like Higurashi no Kurenai and Clannad.
Oh yeah,
Are they playable in English?
Yeah, I think there were, and Corpse Party's another one.
Corpse Party is great. I played that on the 3DS.
That one actually comes from the PC 98, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
So PS2 is not heresy here. In fact, there's no console you could really talk about that's heresy because we all absolutely love other consoles. That is another thing. We are not fanboys where we're gonna shut it down if we're talking about PS2. We got the Sega Ages on PS2, right? There's a lot of Saturn love on
Panzer
PS2.
Dragoon on PS2.
Yep.
Virtual.
But I absolutely love my PS2. I got a fat PS2 with a huge hard drive and OPL and I got it going into a transcoder, like a component to RGB, and it's going into my CRT. And I do fire it up from time to time. I think with Sam, the SSG was over here. We didn't play Saturn, we played PS2. Because I think that is his favorite console.
Yeah, we're all big fans of a lot of consoles. I think even though my favorite console is Dreamcast and Saturn, I definitely love the PS2 and PS1.
Sorry, Sam. Yeah. I just gave away your secret that Saturn is. I don't know. Actually, did Sam? Maybe Sam did say that Saturn is his favorite console of all time, but after that, it's PS2, hands down.
I thought he said it was Master System was his favorite of all time.
Really? Now I'm like, now I'm uncertain. No,
yeah, 'cause I remember I was playing a game and we were talking about that he loved the Master System like deeply.
Somebody's actually playing this on Vita? Is that
Wow, I didn't even know this was on Vita.
Is that Mamdu that's playing that on Vita?
Mamdu.
Cool.
Is he talking about this game or another one that we talked
Wait, what's
about?
that? Press for instruction. I tried it. I'm like, oh, the garbage truck is outside. You guys can hear my garbage truck. This time on Friday, guys, join us for Dave's garbage truck.
Yeah, Trekkies Unite said Sakura Wars is not a visual novel. It's a dramatic adventure game according to Sega.
Dramatic adventure game. See, that's what okay, so that is a good term for Snatcher. That's what I would call Snatcher, like a dramatic adventure game.
A dramatic, I guess.
It has maybe a lot of, I mean, because the thing is, if we're gonna call, what are the tenets of a, or what are the telltale signs of a visual novel? First of all, it's in first person, right? So Snatcher gets a check for that, right? There's heavy dialogue, right? So Snatcher gets a check for that. So technically, but once you get the gun scenes, yeah, once you get the like gun scenes, and then you get like some of the, I don't know. Honestly, I could see how you could call Snatcher a visual novel. I just never thought about it that way.
Yeah, I mean, if we count like Doki Doki Literature Club a visual novel, why not Snatcher?
Oh, speaking of, oh, go ahead.
The adventure genre is very confusing with visual novel. Sometimes you can say PC adventure. It's just like visual novel. But
right. No, I had the same sort of argument about with Metroidvanias, because a lot of people consider the original Metroid a Metroidvania, but I don't consider it that because it's a platform adventure and it has nothing to do with Castlevania.
There is a discussion too on that all the concepts we say as a Metroidvania, Metroid had already, so it's not really needed to have Metroid and Vania from Castlevania. It's its own.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, technically it's in that genre, but it's really this actual genre, so it's a subgenre to like a Metroidvania, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jeremy Parrish coined that term, and I think that was at the point when Symphony of the Night came out, and he was like, okay, well, this game reminds me a lot of Super Metroid, but it has all of the Castlevania stuff going on, but it was definitely more like Metroid than the previous Castlevania games.
Yeah, and that's sort of where I have the debate with. I actually had almost a shouting match with a friend about it, like how I didn't consider any Metroid games before Symphony came out as Metroidvanias because they have nothing to do with Castlevania.
Oh, really?
All.
Yeah.
I got into screaming matches about it, and I still debate a lot of people about it, but
some people say the games from Software before Dark Souls are Souls-like, but the genre has already been established before Dark Souls. I wouldn't consider
the what are the games on the PS1?
I forgot the name.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Kingsfield, yeah. Kingsfield, I do not consider any of the Kingsfield Souls-like games, but I do consider pretty much everything after that a Souls-like that was related to that. But Elden Ring is interesting in that nature because we don't know what it might be.
Like these days, everything is a Souls-like or a roguelike.
Roguelike, Souls-like, Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Trekkies right here. We could refer to Castlevania games like Symphony of the Night as Metroid-like games. Yeah, he's on the right path with that one.
Have you guys played Famicom Detective Club?
Ooh, I want to get that new one.
Super
that's coming out.
Famicom Detective Club. That game is really awesome.
There's no translation for it there.
There's a fan translation, and because there's absolutely no excuse not to play it. It's
Well, they're coming out
great.
the remake on Switch, coming out in English as well.
Well, that's funny because the one on Super Nintendo is a remake of the one on NES. So you got
So
a
it's
remake of a remake.
of a remake.
Yeah, we've only
Yeah.
got 20 more minutes, so I'm just winding down the gameplay so we can just chat a little bit. But yeah,
That works.
so many good visual. It's funny, we're not talking about pinball, we're talking about visual novels, but it's cool.
And-
Whatever
and
folks want to talk
Metroidvanias.
about.
You're playing the best pinball game on the Saturn, in my opinion.
Not even Necronomicon.
Well, I never had it, so I'm cheating out. This is the only pinball game I played on
Yeah,
Saturn.
you know what? I'm gonna fire up real quick. I'm gonna fire up that Japanese.
Yeah, but it's really really interesting about the whole genre discussion. Also, what is this making of going on here?
The what now?
You didn't see that making of in the Gladiators? They had a bunch of film crews and
Oh
stuff.
yeah. They showed like some video, and I think it is unlockable. I think there's more of that unlockable if you either win all of the tables or if you put in a code or something like that. But I didn't have time to show folks.
No,
so
it's fair enough.
This version, Digital Pinball Last Gladiators, it's there's two versions in Japan. The original, and then the original that was ported over to the US, and then there was another version that came out as a remake once they had put out Necronomicon, where they basically applied the fine-tuned controls. So that's what this is.
I like how the titles were swapped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think so. What was it? It made more sense. Digital Pinball first, but in America
Yeah.
we're like Last Gladiators, Digital Pinball.
It's more eye catching.
Yeah. So Kaze, what other cool games did Kaze make? So this is V.9.7, and I don't know why the 9.7, but
97, baby.
I
Also,
don't really have.
Memphis is trolling me now. So should we count Zelda Ocarina of Time as a Metroid-like? Come on,
Seriously though.
don't be trolling in the chat.
Right. So here, everything is almost identical, except for you do have like the info arrow on. Okay, you got the color bar, BGM, pretty much the same thing. The only difference with this version is that somehow the table controls are kind of fine-tuned. So I'll like play it for like 10 minutes, and then we gotta run the credits, and I gotta get back to the kids
And I have to get back to doing things,
doing things.
being productive.
So for folks watching the stream, is the audio and video still good?
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Oh my god. Yeah, like there's an immediate difference. This feels like it feels like when you play a game in 30 frames per second and then you play a game in like 60 frames per second, you know how it's just like immediately more fluid. This feels
Yeah.
faster and like slicker. I don't know how to describe
It looks
it.
faster and slicker. Was the other game in 30?
I don't know that. You were supposed to look up the Wikipedia on this.
I was. Oh crap.
You were. Look up V97 and see like what it did, what it improved upon, because yeah, all of a sudden I can tell you guys there's as good as the last one was, and it was good. I should have been spending more time with this because this feels better. Although this might kick my ass more because I feel like the last one wasn't as challenging. I don't know. This extra ball is lit.
Lit AF. We're hip kids.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Trying to see history, Japanese sequel.
We are prepared for battle.
I can't even hear the audio of it.
You can't hear the audio of the game?
Nope.
I have
Because
the game.
if I put it on your stream, it'll play
Oh.
my voice over, and I will just get confused.
I got you. So, oh, that's new. When you press pause, it actually gives you more of a breakdown of your scores.
Yeah, that's
and
probably what
everything.
that
You can
guy was
press
saying before.
X for instruction.
So it's saying, so in short, version 9.7 is the last version of the Saturn game released. The last version of the Saturn game released. It was released in '97. It has some modifications allowing you to score multiple scores per table. It has bounce issues fixed. Certain shots are easier to make now. From what someone posted, though, other shots are now more difficult. It released very limitedly. Supposedly it was available only directly through Kaze.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of rare. Picking up a copy. I'm not sure how much it goes for on eBay, but I know that it's not as easy to get. You could get the original version all day, every day. You know, for frankly, pretty cheap still. But this one is a different story. But you can get it on ROM form.
Yeah. Also,
This is
Did confirm my copy is not this new version. When I was going through my collection for the satiator, I was like making sure I had the exact version 1.001, not 1.002. And so no, I have just the base Japanese one of this.
Oh, you know, that's funny. I always do it the opposite. Like whatever the last version was released, I always get that version. Because for example, Albert Odyssey, they released a code revision that is something akin to like a patch fix, you know, nowadays. Like you would get it in a DLC or like a PlayStation patch or something like that. But back in the day, they had to release an entirely new disc for code revisions, and Working Designs was actually able to improve the load times and the battle frequency and stuff like that, the random encounters, in a code, in basically like a code revision. So it's always better to get the latest revision rather than the first one, because usually there are code, you know, they've made improvements.
Yeah, see, part of my thing was I was so excited. Oh, hey, I have the satiator. I can just plug this in.
Right.
And again, as I've mentioned before, I take this to like KomoriCon, the other conventions in Oregon, and just let the console group deal with plug in my Saturn, and they can play whatever games they want. And so I'm like, hey, I can possibly offer a non-disc version. It's a copy of everything I own, so you're not breaking the reg.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I was making sure I had the exact copy in case, you know, oh, this is the updated version. I don't have the physical disc.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Clear.
That makes sense. So you just had images of games that you owned, and I can totally respect that. Yeah. So, but definitely, from playing a limited amount of that, I can say that it was that it felt better immediately. Like it just felt more fluid, and I'd have to spend more time with it to be able to give like a more detailed verdict. But I can obviously say I think it's an improvement. But we'll be talking about it more in depth on the podcast, because I know each one of us is gonna take a whack at it, and we're gonna be talking about pinball games en masse on the next podcast episode when we get around to recording
we'll
that.
talk about good games on the next cast, though. No, I'm just joking.
In the meantime, Pat, you need to check out Emit, EMIT. I don't know if I would call it a visual novel, but it's definitely interesting. You at least check out like a YouTube video of it. It's something we're just gonna have to stream together.
For sure.
Yeah.
Would I be hosting that stream, or did you want to play that?
You could definitely. You could. That seems like that you were meant to play a game like that, and I should just like sit there and do color commentary or whatever.
For sure. Yeah, you'll have to send me some of the
will.
stream layouts, and we'll
I'll get it all. I'll get it all wrapped up for you so that you could do that. But yeah. Well, we gotta wrap this thing up. So thanks for joining us for our first ever SHIRO show for our news discussion. Hopefully we'll get this worked out, and next week we won't be dealing with any TIs.
I doubt it, but we can only hope.
TDs. But yeah, no. Oh, this part definitely sounds. The music on this part definitely sounds like Dream Theater meets like, I don't know, what is that band? Alice in Chains or something like that. But yeah, no. Until next time, this has been Saturn Dave and Trainoco reminding you guys to play your Sega Saturns and come join us in the Discord where we talk about anything and everything Saturn and a bunch of other stuff too. We've got like translation discussions going on, developer stuff, news, all sorts of stuff. You can join us on Facebook at facebook.com/Play Sega Saturn. You can check out our Twitter and follow us there at Twitter, and our handle is Play Sega Saturn. And then just check out the website that we showed you today, SegaSaturnShiro.com. We're going to be focusing more on updating content regularly there, so that we're kind of bringing all of the Saturn news into one place so that you guys can get it and consume it easily and share it easily. And yeah, anything you want to say, Pat, before we go out?
Alice in Chains is really good.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so with that said, go check out some Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains, buy it on MP3, CD, vinyl, 8-track, cassette.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. All right, we'll catch you guys later. And until next time, you must play Sega Saturn.
You must.